All right, so I'd give a quick update. One of could be my more expensive mistakes that I made, but I'm hoping it's not going to be that big of a deal. I just got my panel cut out from Superior Aircraft. I don't know if you can see it. Looks pretty awesome. Somehow my cut diagram that the guy that was helping me design it came out. All of the holes are just a little bit too small, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to basically cut them out, drill them out, without there being any visible scratches or damage. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to not start over, but go back and modify the cut diagram and get them cut and powder coat a new panel. So, little bummed, super excited with the craftsmanship and the final result from Superior. This was definitely had nothing to do with them. I gave them a file that was complete, and dimensionally it was correct. As far as 1-to-1 ratio, so it wasn't like they worked off of a smaller diagram or anything. So couldn't be happier with the logo they made for me, or I gave it to them. They modified it in colors so that it would fit on my panel, which I'm pretty excited about. And that is it. So off to drill out a bunch of holes and see if I can salvage this panel as opposed to having to redo it and do another one. So that's it. Okay, so Kevin Olson, KitFox, STI out in California. This is my attempt at doing a professional one-off panel. I ended up sending my cut file to Superior Aircraft. They did a phenomenal job. The fit and finish is amazing. All of the graphics designed and created I sent them a logo and they changed the colors and modified it so it fit on my panel. From that standpoint, I couldn't be happier. The turnaround time was amazing. Just can't say more positive things about Superior. Extremely impressed. I was surprised at how quickly they turned this around and the final result. I mean, it's really sturdy, and all the water jetting, the powder coating, it all looks amazing. The problem is with the file that my buddy and I sent them, all the hole cutouts for everything I have are slightly off. So I literally, a USB port, 3 guards. I just pulled this one off because I'm drilling out right now, trying to match up. And I thought I'd take a quick video before I started drilling everything out. I drilled these 3 just now, pretty easy. So I don't think any of these holes are going to be an issue. And honestly, I don't think the starter, I might even be able to slightly enlarge the vents without damaging them. So I feel like for the most part, I'm going to be okay. I am banking on the fact that the cutouts are correct for the Dynon components. And the only reason I say that is the dual pole, I use both dual pole and single pole toggle switches. Didn't realize they were different sizes, so this was completely my error, had nothing to do with the guy helping me. And I had all of these matched to where the same holes line up. So I'm gonna use dual pole toggle switches for all of them. And actually it looks really good. It's super, I like the touch and feel the size of them. They're great. So that's going to be what I'm going to have on the bottom of the panel, my fuel pumps. So that should be able to resolve itself. But these holes were cut out exactly correct for snapping in the dual pole rocker switches, or I think that's what they're called. So I am banking on the fact that these 4 cutouts here are true and correct, and for whatever reason we just had the sizing off on all of these. The concern I have is my ELT. This is offset correctly, but it's way too small, so this could look a little rough when it's finished. I'm going to have to enlarge it out to about there, and probably right in that range. So that could look a little rough. So I'm hoping I don't do any damage. Otherwise, if I bend it or run into any issues, sander gets away from me, whatever, grinder, then I may be starting over. So this could be one of the more expensive mistakes I've made on component choice, or just lack of understanding. I still can't figure out where the mistake happened. So I'm gonna have to go back and research that a little later, but I'm in salvage mode right now. I'm just gonna try and make some lemonade out of this. All right, that's it. Okay, definitely not as scary as I thought, but I'm, got to be super careful making any cuts or hole drills to the final panel. It's a little unnerving. I could easily just scratch and then, slip and leave a scratch. But what I've been able to do, pretty quick order, just using some Very bits. I've drilled out all of my holes for my starter Avionics Master. I'm working on the vents right now. That's going to take me a long time, just slow going in a circle with a Dremel. I don't have a Very bit that's that big. Sander wasn't working that well, but I've got starter, throttle, cowl flap, that's all done. And basically I've got the 2 vents and the ELT. I'm a little concerned how I'm going to do that. It's going to look pretty ugly, but not so far, not as scary and as difficult as I thought it would be. The aluminum's really soft, so it was easy to controllably drill holes through it. So that's it. Okay, today is turning out to be a pretty nice day. I received my cut panel from Superior Aircraft. These guys are awesome, by the way. Just amazing craftsmanship, turnaround. I just was blown away by the customer service. So anyone looking to have a panel cut for them, they will design, cut, powder coat, label. They'll do colors, everything. It's pretty amazing. So I had a pre-designed cut diagram that I was working on with Corey Bush, and we spent months on it trying to identify where we wanted to put everything. I was trying to fit 2 10-inch screens. Can't tell, but I did choose Dynon. I am locked in. These are the modules that'll be my radio. It's like a Barry altimeter module, intercom, autopilot, and 2 10-inch HDX Dynon screens. So I wanted to make sure I could fit everything, and it just took a lot of design. Anyways, long story short, I got my panel last night. Super excited, took it out, and literally only these 2 dual pole plugs would fit in it. Either I don't know, it was on me and it was on us when we did the cut diagram. Either the scaling was off or we just completely missed the dimensions on a few. And I had to literally drill and ream every hole, the lights, the starter, both vents, the rocker switches. These actually were correct. This one was not. I had to drill all these out. I had to drill this, drill my cowl flap. Hardest of all was the ELT because it's square. I had to do it by hand, took forever. But it was just really nerve-wracking just working on a finished panel. And I did get a couple of scratches. There's one little scratch here, you can barely see it. And then the other one, I don't think you can see it, but it's in between my USB and that. But for the most part, considering I had to drill so much, it actually was not very difficult and just took my time, and everything worked out. And Superior, I had a logo that I wanted them to modify for me, change the color. They're awesome. They scaled it to where it just looks really nice inside the panel. So KitFox is slowly but surely coming together. One mistake I did make was on all of my light buttons. These were going to be single pole, and it turns out they're smaller, slightly smaller diameter than the dual pole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just purchase more of these from KitFox. I can't find them anywhere else, and I'm going to get 8 of them to run. I'm just going to run them as single pole if that's all that's required. And my fuel pumps, same thing. Run the same size switches across the board. But I love it. It's like just the tactile feel. Press to start. Momentary here for starting. Throttle. Feels comfortable. It's almost dead center. I had to adjust it just slightly when I was designing the panel, but it is pretty much dead center, and I can fly from, the idea at least will be to fly from left seat or right seat. And got to thank Alex DeSessa. He's the one that told me to make sure I install a cowl flap, which I'm going to do. Took his advice. And then Firefox, one of the guys building a KitFox up north, he had just finished his panel and told me to make sure that I move my labels from the top to the bottom because the HDX screen sticks out and you won't be able to see your labeling. So thanks, you guys. Definitely I'm learning as I go, but I appreciate all the advice and input I'm getting from everyone. And that is it for right now.